You've tuned into another edition of The Break Room, a weekly conversation about how the City of St. Augustine works from those who do the work every day. Hosted by the City of St. Augustine's Communications Director, Melissa Wissel, The Break Room offers a closer look at the different city departments and provides updates on current and upcoming projects and events. And now, your host, Melissa Wissel.
Thanks for tuning in to The Break Room. I'm Melissa Wissel, Communications Director for the City of St. Augustine. Today we bring you a Fair Welcome edition. This was something that began when my predecessor, Paul Williamson, retired, and I took over as the Communications Manager. We coined the term Fair Welcome as a way to bid farewell to someone leaving the city, while at the same time welcoming that person's replacement. So today we bid farewell to Kim Mayo, the city's event and venue coordinator, and we offer a warm welcome to her replacement, Corey Niles, who's actually transferring over from customer service. Ladies, welcome to The Break Room.
Thanks, Melissa.
You both have been here before, so this is fun to have you both back together. Kim, we hate to see you go, but you are switching gears, and might I say governments again, and heading over to the county.
Yes, I am. I have started there as the current animal control officer, and I'm really excited. My passion has always been animals, and this is a perfect place for me. I've been with the city for 3.5 years, and prior to that, I was with the National Park Service as Chief Ranger for 28 years. So this is really kind of bringing back some things I love and getting back into enforcement again, which is perfect.
So just real quick before we move on to what you're leaving behind, tell me just a little bit, because I'm curious, what does one do, as you may know, as you're learning, what does one do as an animal control officer?
Well, we do respond to calls within St. Johns County and take care of mostly domestic animal complaints or issues or injuries that happen quite frequently.
Okay. Well, I guess we may have to invite you back to the break room as a representative of the county from the Animal Control Division.
Well, that would be exciting.
That would be fun. But in the meantime, let's talk about what you are leaving behind, the shoes that Corey's going to fill. You have been active with us, like you said, 3.5 years. What's the latest of what's happening that Corey's picking up from you?
Oh, working for the city has been awesome, and I'm really going to miss all my city family. But Corey's moving into a great position. She has worked with me recently on Rhythm and Ribs. Their festival was just the beginning or the middle of the month, and she is going to be set up in a good position for Nights of Lights and our Light Up Night that happens on November 20th.
Tell me just a little bit what you've been teaching Corey. What are the basics? I know there's a lot with what you do.
Our events review team is kind of the core of what we do. We have a team made up of numerous divisions. We sit down every week with event coordinators, people that want to do something in the city, whether it's Francis Field, Gazebo on the Plaza, other locations, less specific.
Right.
But we meet with these folks. We talk about their solid waste needs, their police needs, their barricades and cones that are needed for road races. So there's a lot involved with somebody that wants to plan an event. They first submit an application, then they sit down with our events review team, and we determine how feasible every aspect of their event is. So Corey's been working with our team already. She has a heads up, and I think she's going to do awesome.
Excellent. If you are just now tuning into the break room, you are listening to a Fair Welcome edition. This is a fair welcome for our outgoing event and venue coordinator, Kim Mayo, and we, of course, are welcoming Corey Niles, who is now the former customer service manager. Corey, welcome back to the break room.
Thank you.
So you've been with the city 17 years. You know a lot about the city, but you know where a lot of things are buried, as it were. What brings you over to coming over to events, special events?
Being born and raised in St. Augustine, I always wanted to work for the city, but I always wanted to work in different capacities.
Okay.
So this had always been kind of a passion of mine to come over and work in the events department, to be able to be more in the community and more involved, and just kind of be able to bring some of that hometown pride to the events that we host here in the city.
As customer service manager, we'll talk about that just a little bit, because that's now something that's going to be filled. We're not sure what that looks like yet, but you're leaving behind 17 years in that department. You've had many roles in that department, but you've been there the entire time.
Yes. I started as a customer service rep, went up to the assistant supervisor, and then I've been the supervisor for about 8 years now. The people I work with, we've always had a low turnover rate, so they've been kind of a family. We've grown up together. Our kids have grown up together. Some of them now have grandkids, so it's been fun for 17 years to grow up with those people and in the community and help customers with the utility needs and parking needs, but now getting to help them on a different level will be good.
Because in customer service, you deal with everything from I need to pay my bill, why did my water get turned off, how do I get my water turned back on?
Yes, we deal with all of that, parking tickets, business licenses, horse and carriage licenses, tour guide tests. So it's always been kind of the same, but yet different. Every day it was a different challenge or a different question. But we had a lot of long-term customers that I will miss, the ones that call every month and, ask how the kids are, and we kind of know what's going on in their life.
And you, before we move on to what you're stepping into, I do want to give a shout out because you have been instrumental in the customer service department. You were very critical to us getting the thermometers out with the Kinsa thermometer initiative, and then with the masks when we were coordinating masks. So customer service had a lot of hats, if you will.
Yes, definitely a lot of hats. And we are kind of the, for lack of a better word, I guess, dumping ground for all the different things that the city kind of needs to do because of our centralized location and, just the ability to kind of put on a different hat at a drop of a hat.
And everything channels to you, anything particularly financial.
Yes.
You're in the financial services building.
Yes.
So,
we're able to take payments for anything that the city needs us to. We have all the codes, and it just really makes it easy and streamlined for the finance division to be able to reconcile everything.
So let's talk a little bit about, you were mentioning wanting to come over, always kind of having your eye on the events aspect of things of this position. What did you see when you were working with Kim? Anything there that you expected, didn't expect, what you're most looking forward to?
I didn't realize how busy of a department it's going to be and how busy of a job it's going to be. Seems like everybody wants to have a festival or an event in St. Augustine. They want to, have a little piece of the beauty too. So, I knew it was busy, but I didn't realize that every day how many phone calls and emails of bright ideas that people really have that that they want to bring to the city.
And that's where Events Review comes in. Kim, you were mentioning, just because I want to have an event on Francis Field doesn't mean I can, doesn't mean I can't.
Exactly. I'll be honest, there aren't enough weekends in the year to satisfy everybody that wants to have an event. Especially in 2018, we had an update to an ordinance, and they made it so that we can't have events every weekend. It was changed to every other weekend, and some weekends were created to be a blockout period, such as holiday weekends and during Nights of Lights. We don't allow events on Francis Field that weren't previously done to take place on Francis Field because it's just such a busy time and our city is overwhelmed with visitors at that time of year.
Right. And we want our residents to enjoy the city as well, which is a lot of times why I think that was the impetus behind that ordinance too, was a little bit of calm for the city residents.
It certainly was, because there certainly is complaints when we have too many events out there. So this was trying to satisfy both people at the same time, which is never easy.
Right. Talking about events coming up, Nights of Lights, Corey, what is that looking like from your perspective now, looking ahead at Light Up Night? Did you realize all that went into that?
I knew that it was a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of organization. I'm looking forward to it. One of the things I do feel is that it will be very busy this year. I think people are ready to get out and just enjoy the holidays again and maybe, families traveling and getting back to normal.
Right.
And so I'm thinking it's going to be a lot busier than we have in, the most recent years that we've done it.
Kim, do you think that this sort of shedding off of COVID, that people have this sense that that's what you're seeing too? I know you're saying you're seeing an increase. I heard you on the phone the other day saying there's not a single weekend at the Gallimore. I think you said from now till the end of the year.
Correct. Every Saturday is booked at the Gallimore, and every Sunday morning we have church, so there's no way someone can rent it all day. So yeah, we are booked at the Gallimore every single Saturday and certain weeknights as well. It's just not enough. People would love more. So hopefully someday someone opens some more centers so people can rent them.
Well, and the Gallimore is sort of a hidden little gem in the city that I don't know that everybody knows a whole lot about, although we've been talking a lot about it because we've been talking about the potential of what the Waterworks building could be, but it's often being compared to the Gallimore. The Gallimore, like you just said, it's a small facility, parties, wedding receptions, birthday parties, baby showers, and it's not very expensive.
No, it's a very reasonably priced location to have those things. It's right in the Lincolnville community, so a lot of people see it in their backyard and love to have an event there. Even Thanksgiving Day, a family has rented it.
Oh, wonderful.
So they can have their extended family in and have the large 50 by 50 room, so everybody has plenty of room.
What a great idea. Why not have it out of your house and just bring it all in?
Right.
Corey, talking about Light Up Night, I'm sure you know or you may not know, Kim's filled you in on all the fun stuff that's going on. We have performances.
Yes, Showtime will be there in front of the Lightner at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And the All-Star Orchestra, who was there in previous years, they do our 4th of July. They will also be there in the gazebo, and they will perform at
6:30, 6.
No, the show, the light up ceremony
Yes.
begins at 6:30.
Yes.
So they start at, now I've drawn a blank.
I'm going to be honest to our listeners. If by the time you hear this episode, we may have this published. We do record sometimes in advance, but we don't have all of those fine details. But Light Up Night, as Kim said, will be on Saturday, November the 20th. As Corey said, we have live performances in front of the Lightner as well as in the gazebo in the plaza. And we are bringing back shuttles, which is a big to do. And I've sat in those events review. So we're working out the fine tuning of the shuttles. That as well is still being released or will be released when we've got that ready. But we will have the shuttle for those of you listening. There will be a shuttle service on Light Up Night as well as Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, every Saturday in December, as well as the week between Christmas and New Year's. So we are having shuttles again this year. You'll have the satellite locations north of the city, and only on Light Up Night, there will be a shuttle on the island. But again, that's only on Light Up Night.
I did want to point out, since we did not have a ceremony last year for Light Up Night, we just turned the lights on because of our COVID situation. This year is going to be super exciting to be able to bring that ceremony back. We're not ready yet to release who the honorees are, who are going to light the tree and the city. But I'm sure pretty soon Melissa's department will send out a press release and we'll have that information. But it's going to be great to be able to bring the community back out, have the Light Up Night. It's always a magical night, and I think I'll come out for it as well.
Excellent. Well, make sure you come down and say hi and wave at us.
I will.
And make sure you go find Corey and see how she's doing.
Yes, definitely. I will be there.
I'm only a phone call away for Corey.
Yes.
She can always call me.
Corey, what do you see in what you've learned thus far? And I know it's so early on. Anything that you're seeing in there that you either can't wait to get your hands on, or you're going, oh, wow, I had no idea about that one?
No, I think just being able to jump in and look at everything and just digest it and make sure that I don't overbook anything or that I don't miss something that may be simple and little, but it'll make a huge impact. You know, the solid waste needs or the police needs or a barricade that may be needed. So it's just being able to get in there and see it.
And see what happens.
Yep.
I did overhear you guys. A call came in, and this was kudos to you guys, and quite frankly, kudos to the events review team and this teamwork that I witnessed working across the hall. Somebody called with a question with Rhythm and Ribs about something being set up that wasn't on the checklist, but you were able to make a phone call, get it down there. Nobody was the wiser. Everybody wins. It's easy to be done. You guys are really good at what you do.
The team is awesome. The team gets the credit, because if we did not have this team that we do in place, then events in the city would not go as smooth, is my opinion.
Excellent. Corey, welcome to the department.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kim, we wish you the best and farewell. And if anybody has any animal control issues, they know to call for Kim at the county. in animal control. And you can always call us at the city and talk with Corey now as our event and venue coordinator if anyone is looking to do an event. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you for
Thanks,
having us.
Melissa.
If you missed part of this broadcast and want to go back and listen from the beginning, or if you want to hear any of our past interviews, you can find us on the web at citysainaug.com. Remember that in order to stay connected, you need to be connected. Like us and follow us on any of our social media platforms. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City St. Aug. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
You've been listening to The Break Room, a weekly program addressing projects and programs offered by the City of St. Augustine. Join us each week as the city's communications director, Melissa Whistle, has in-depth conversations with the people who make our town work to meet the needs of our community. The Break Room is produced by communications specialist for the City of St. Augustine, Cindy Walker. See you at this time next week for another edition of The Break Room.